Well, it's starting to get brighter earlier in the day. We waited until 7:30 here in mid-February, and I think we're going to be able to start getting up at 7 or earlier, which we probably should do if we want to get work done. You can see the contract for plowing the second field. We took 2 plowing contracts on the other day, and it's ongoing. Actually, I want to come into this building just because we can. We do have seed. I'm not quite sure what to do about this seeder. We probably should get a new seeder. This drill, it's got this kind of harrows part on the front of it, but it actually doesn't seem to cultivate. It should act like a direct drill, but it doesn't. I don't know. Of course, we don't have to drill anything for a while, so it's not something that needs to be solved just now. I did get the door. The sheep should be fine. Everything is ship-shape in the sheep pen. We are slowly getting our wool. It'll be fine if we're patient. Yes, it will. We have these small squares here that we can stuff in there and keep them. I think the capacity is only 5,000. So that should be good. Actually, what is the capacity in here? It doesn't say. I don't think it goes to 5,000 though. That bar doesn't make it look that way, does it? And then I did ultimately, before turning in for the night, I did put a pallet of long planks over here in the carpentry just because I wanted it to be running. So, and it's not very fast, it looks like. So yeah, it will take a while. Walter's not the quickest. So we'll start the day with selling silage. Not sure where it's gonna go. Walter, get over to the carpentry. Get working on the furniture. We still have quite a bit of silage to continue to sell. The price has gone down for it, but it's not significant, so it really kind of doesn't matter. Probably need stones over in the cement plant as usual. It's kind of our status every morning. To restock that with stones. That thing's a moneymaker. So we'll hop in the New Holland here. We did, this is the, it's a little tight there. This is the windrower that we bought. Kind of a Merge Pro, looks like the Merge Max. Thinking about it now, it's like I'm not sure we really needed that. But maybe, because we don't need a ton of hay bales. And the grass, actually what we need is we need a bigger forage wagon probably. Alright, let's check the prices on the silage. So the best price is still at Feed and Grain South. So it's the same as it was yesterday, and it's higher than the seasonal high. So there you have it, off we go. Alright, so we load the first load of silage, and I've got the second load of stone, or first load of stones in. We gotta put 4 in to fill that back up. So let me get the other ones. And then we can probably clear the spawn point of cement block and take the small planks or just regular planks over to the carpentry, get them in there and plugging along too. I don't know if it's a split production or not. And then you can see we've got what? We got 2 pallets of beams and 1 of long planks because I put the other one in the carpentry. So we'll get this one in and then I'll quickly put in 2 more. This is 3. And that makes 4. Let me pull this out of the way. I think I need to get the cinder blocks out of the spawn point. I've always loved this little Massey Ferguson skid steer. I had this on, what was it? Bali Spring. It was awesome. Good for here because I can duck under this. It really gives me maneuverability. What I have to do in the future is start loading the trailer with the cinder blocks over on the back side here. I got that door there. I've got... Actually, the Unimog, didn't we pull in? I think I pulled in this way. It'll fit under there, whereas the tractor didn't so well under that kind of that opening. Nothing says I have to drive all this stuff all the way through out the other end. Spawn point there. Come on, I know there's another one. There ought to be. Didn't turn it off, did we? Nah, it couldn't have been off. Okay, this is unusual. Not expecting this. Drop that there. Seems to be a little slow. Let me grab the planks. Take them over to the carpentry. Come back and we'll figure out what's going on with that. market as well. So it's been 1 month since we've been out to the aquaculture. It was mid-January when we started that up in the afternoon. So it'd probably be a good idea to get out there again today. It shouldn't have a very high throughput, I don't think. It's very similar. It's one of the small productions, right? It's right here. There we go. So let's turn the furniture on with planks. How are we doing? It's, yeah, it looks like it's fairly slow. That'll be important because we're going to need the furniture, I think, for the holiday cottages. Oh, door. And it might take a while to make those, to make that furniture. I love me a little skitty. So what's going on with the cement blocks here? Oh, it's just a little shy of putting it out. Okay. Surprised a little. Oh. Are we out of wood? We are. Turn this off. Clear the spawn point here. So that means we're not going to have enough . Why am I doing this? I don't know. Where am I? What? Now I'm wondering why am I doing? Why am I moving the beams? I need wood. Yeah, it doesn't do me any good, really. So I think we got to figure out what we're going to do about kind of our woodlands area. Let's just take another load of this, make a little bit more money, and then I think maybe head over to the woods. I want to get a couple of things maybe from the store to help kind of mark out the area, so I better understand where I need to take the trees out of. We probably could get a stump grinder. That'd probably be a good idea. But I think I turned a little too soon. Come over here. And then back it in. Okay. Let's load it up again and sell it. So I'm coming here to tip again, and I thought we were getting like 7,000 pounds for this, and I don't know where the money went. I thought we were up like 109 before. Let me go ahead and tip this. We'll fix that currency denomination here. You know, pay attention this time, see how much we got. And then I almost want to look in the finances screen and figure out where the money just went. I don't get it. Let me look in there. I didn't fix anything. Property maintenance production. Is there anything in the thousands? It's a lot of... What's the MISC? I don't know. It might be what it was. I have no idea what that was for. You have to go back and check the tape, I guess. I gotta get used to looking the correct way when I pull out, too. Been looking the other direction. So let me see here. I need the weight on the JCB. Oh, but I can't have the weight on if I'm gonna get the stump grinder. Trying to think this through. I think what I could do is drop the weight off here for a second. Swap the pallet porch for this. I'm thinking maybe I can pick up the cone. I'm trying to figure out how I can bring a couple of traffic cones back here. I was figuring put them on a trailer or something, but if I'm gonna get the stump grinder, I can't do that. But maybe I can pick up the traffic cones using the straps on this. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to bring back a couple of traffic cones. I can put them on the seat next to me in here, you know. burn down to the store. Yeah, I don't do real well with the keep clear warnings, do I? Okay, stump grinder, traffic cones, spray paint, and some markers I think will be in placeables. Used equipment, a timber trailer, a bona fide timber trailer. Look at that. Didn't we have that high dump bucket before? A plow, but were you running precision farming? We don't want to plow. We don't have to plow. We don't need a feed mixer, really. We're running beef cattle. It might make things easier, but I don't know. Let's get what we came for. Under forestry, stump cutters. The only one there is, eh? We're gonna buy it. Under hand tools is marking spray. I don't really know what the best color is. Gonna get red. Miscellaneous. Cones, we're gonna buy 2. Without strobe lights. Okay, there we go. Ooh, the contract's almost done. Let's see if there's any more. Deadwood and wood transport. No, thank you. Actually, we should do the wood transport just so we can get the truck and go use it. I'm tempted a little by the trailer, but not a lot. Okay, so what I want to try and do... Now, let's grab the stump cutter first off. Oops. Do that. Center it. Bring it up. There we go. Now, what I had intended to do was move that. What I want to try and do is get this right there. Can I strap up to this cone? I can. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I'll get these cones back to the farm for me. Alright, we're back at the woods. As I was driving back, I noticed that the worker was done. Get that up too. There we go. Alright, let's go back to that one. Take the straps off. I got a couple of cones in front of me. Alright. So the worker's done. Let's go ahead and collect on that contract real quick, or those 2 contracts. So that's like 8, almost 9,000 pounds. We're below 100 though. Okay. That stump I can clearly see. That one's one here as well. Should put it next to it so I can come grind it without having to worry about. So there's one over there. How about in here? There's one. So what I want to do at some point is I can use these cones to kind of mark the area, also to use to help find the stumps as well, but I need to mark the area, figure out what we're gonna try and clear out in here. Because what we want to do is we want to make a clearing, and we want to put a fish pond back here. Here's one here. That would probably be a good one for a cone, to be honest with you. Probably better than this one. This one's kind of obvious. That one back there, not so much. But taking down a large tree a day and keep the sawmill running. But we need to have a clear idea of where it is that we want to get the trees from, and what area it is that we want to clear out, and then we want to identify where we want to put in the holiday cabins. So there's this field here. This is not our field. I would like to get... Oh, there's a hedge. Okay, there's a field on the other side of the hedge. I'd like to get that field, but this whole area in here is what we kind of try and make our kind of holiday tourism area. And we can put in a fish pond. So let me bring up the build menu and just kind of throw the pond down there just to get a feel for where it might fit. So under factories or productions and aquaculture, we have the fish lake for 12,000 pounds. It's going to say overlaps with another object because of the all the trees and everything. Area is restricted, will keep us from being able to do it because it's too close to the edge. But then, so we could figure out, that would be good, kind of like that. As much that way as we could, but we're clearing way over here, aren't we? But that we want the cabins. So I think, yeah, if we put that pond in here. But that's just to give me an idea. And then the other thing that I want to do, under decorations and others, we have these little signs that we can put out here that we can see, like the cones. That's the idea. And then you can change the color by customizing and change it to, you know, whatever, blue, so it's easier to see. So that's the idea. And then we come in here and we can mark the trees, like for example, this one, what is that? That's a 21.7 meter spruce. Is that one gonna need to come out? Probably. It would be nice to... Well, that one's grown. This one looks kind of scraggly. these trees. It's a beech. Beeches are a pain, I think. What's this? A big beech. Wow. But let's take that big beech out. So then we want to spray on them. We have our can of paint. Is the X what we're gonna spray? I don't know. Let me pull up the help. Orange marker type. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So I think the X means we want to cut it. There is I think a help dialogue in one of the menus that should explain the tree markings. So here is a marking spray. That doesn't necessarily say what they are. I thought it did, but apparently not. All right, there we go. I'll have to look that up. So let's grind a couple of stumps here quick. We went through all the trouble to buy the stump grinder. Might as well use a little bit here. What we pay, like 27,000 pounds for it. I can't remember. Is this got I think you can put down. Nope. That's interesting. Nope. Wow, that was quick. I was expecting to see more wood chips flying and stuff. Have I done stumps? Yeah, I've done stumps in FS25, but I used the skid steer mounted one. Well, there's that. What am I catching on? Oh. I didn't realize the beach that I marked was so far back. Get it, get it, get it. I don't like this stump grinder, I don't think. Works, yes. Where's the other one? There it is. I marked another one with the cone. I gotta go find that one. Oh, we got wood chips come out of that one. I don't like the way this one behaves. I just gotta learn how to use it, I guess. Alright, so there's that cone there. That's the map edge there. There it is. Found it. So yeah, that's gonna take some effort to kind of figure out where we need to cut trees down and stuff, where to clear things out. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this off here. Well, no. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this here. go get my weight, because I'm gonna need that for the tree. But I think we'd want the entrance like way over here. The clearing kind of back in here. And then the pond kind of over that way. So let's see. This beach we're going to take down. Which way are we going to drop it? I don't know which way would be the best way to drop it. I'm going to try and drop it right there. I'm going to drop it that way. This ended up turning into something I didn't necessarily want it to. I suppose that beech tree needed to come out, but yeah, I was not really prepared for what was going to happen to me there. It were a bit of a mess. There's a lot of other stuff here to clean up. All those branches and whatnot. I think I'll probably try and do that off camera later. I'll do what I can to grab a handful here when we go back and grab the pallet forks, but for right now, I'm gonna take this, load, put it in, get it started. I'll go up there, I'll try and grab a big handful of branches with the log lift thing, and we'll swap it over for probably pallet forks. We'll grab the trailer and we'll drive the JCB down around to the don't like beech trees. Can you run a beech tree through a tree harvester? I don't know. All I want to do is get the sawmill going again. How much? 8,389. Fired up. Planks long, planks, and beams. That won't run. etc. It's not very much tree at all. Beech trees. Not the weight. I want to drop the log lift on. Lift wood. Proper name. I do need to drop the weight off though. I just didn't want to do it there. Alright. So it's got 8274 right now, and now it's got 8763, so about 500 for that garbage lumber, or garbage branches. So grab the trailer. I'm gonna go by the store, purchase fish food to take to the young fish breeding. Alright, so I delivered the fish food to the young fish breeding and tried to clear the spawn point as best I could. I don't think we're going to be able to keep up with the throughput that thing puts out. So I thought what I would do is see how much we can get for the young trout. Because we make that more than the salmon, and I think after I get done with the current kind of production out at the excuse me, offshore fishery, I'm gonna convert it to just doing salmon. Come on, I'm gonna get all of these if I can. All right, so I have, I think, 8,000 young trout right now on my pallet forks. I do, careful. I don't know where you sell them. Actually, I could just drive. The top ones will go, right? So I don't know if it's over here somewhere or if it's inside. I'm gonna assume it's inside. Let's drive in here and see what happens. There we go. So for 2 pallets of young trout, we got 7,073. That's pretty good. I'm trying to think of how much we paid for the fish food. So the rest of this stuff we'll put on the boat and we'll take it out. And again, of course, we are probably pressed for time. I'm gonna have to abbreviate this as much as I can to try and include it in the episode. It's already 5 o'clock. We could probably edit a lot of that tree nonsense out. Well, that's how you do that, apparently. Let's see here. We need to get off the pier here. I think that's how it's intended to be done. Not driving on and off the ramp with the forklift necessarily. I mean, it works, it can be done, but I don't think that's the way you should do it. And I think by the same token, let's put a little twist on, starboard ahead 1/3, port back 1/3. There we go. And I think you should park next to the dock on the, what do you call it? The actual fish thing. All right, we're gonna drive out there. It's gonna be dark when we're doing this stuff, but I guess that's the way it goes. I did such a good job coming alongside the pier the last couple of times. I made it look easy. And now, yeah, it's not quite so easy. So we'll get the bow line off and then we'll kind of walk it up here, get it next to the pier. But yeah, the last month when I came in next to the pier here, and when I pulled in next to the pier out at the fish farming this time, I did it like super easy. This was a little more difficult. So what we'll do is I'm gonna get this stuff, the fish, off of here, and we'll see where we go from there. As I think is going to likely become the habit, we're going to be bringing fish in probably late at night like this. So I've got salmon and trout from our fish production out there. We got 4,000 of each. Let's figure out where it's going to go. We'll go deliver that tonight, and that's going to be the end of it. So trout, our best price is $6,063 at the Seaside Restaurant. Salmon is, big farmers, $10.70 at the fish market. Let's take the salmon to the fish market then. And I need to tag the Seaside Restaurant. Ooh. Let's not dump the trailer into the harbor. I think I don't know which one's which. Okay, so it should be coming in the other way. I'm gonna go the wrong way here. I'm sorry. That's the trout. This is the salmon then. Is it too high? Heck with it. We're going to take it all to the Seaside Restaurant then. Found it. So let me go ahead and unstrap these and deliver those. That car's a little upset with us. There's the trout. There's the salmon. For some reason, it doesn't want to come off the trailer. Oh, I just got to get closer. Oh my God, look at the price of that. The salmon was like $25,000. I just got to get a little tighter here. Look at that. That's amazing. Hey, I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me here in Kinlaig at the Highlands Fishing Expansion for Farming Simulator 25. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you don't subscribe yet, why not? It don't cost nothing. You better get out of here. We'll see you next time. That's going to be fun to edit.